All right. Good morning, everyone. Let's play some video games and turn the mic up. My mic volume's a little low. We'll adjust that accordingly. Today we're going to emulate various Model 2, Sega Model 2 light gun games on the M2 emulator. We'll start with Virtua Cop 2, so I gotta fire it up. Now, it took some doing to get this to display properly in OBS. I can't just, for those familiar with OBS, I can't just do window capture. No, Nemesis, this is not Sega Rally. I'm still working on the Sega Rally video. I've been editing it every day. I think I'm like getting close to a quarter of the way through the editing timeline. I just started finishing the script a month or so ago. Basically, I spent the last 6 months moving and switching jobs, and that took up like all of my time for half a year. So I'm back into working on Rally now and streaming regularly. Hello, True Sinisters. Zaffle, good to see you. Hey, Big Rig. Hey. Good to see you. But yeah, so and I think I've said this a few times, but yeah, I started like editing Sega Rally for real towards the beginning of January of this year, and have been kind of on the crash course to getting it done ever since. So that's what's up with that. Yeah, this guy looks mean, and I mean mean. As a great philosopher said, mean like two MFers fighting over collars and greens. Let's play some Virtua Cop 2. True Sinister just finished the new Sega Lord X video about Sega's highest selling franchises. You guys are spoiling me during this rainy 12-hour shift. Right on. I did see Sega Lord X. Honk honk, no start, no stops. What are you on about? Okay, I think the shots are registering ever so slightly to the right of the cursor. I'm playing this with the mouse, of course, because Sinden light guns are expensive. I don't even know if you can get a Sinden to work on the M2 emulator. I don't know how all that works, so. But yeah, I can deal with the cursor being slightly off. Remnant, good to see you. Poofed. Poofed to you too. A poofed your way. Not even a big Sega Rally fan, but still looking forward to the video. Thank you, yes. It's what I really like about the Sega Rally video. There's two things I really like about it so far, just while editing it. Well, three things. One of them being that I just really love Sega Rally. I think it's a fantastic game. One of Sega's finest. Couple other things. It does a very good job, the game does a very good job at relating to real-life rally. Specifically, like, real-life rally racing broadcasts from, like, the 90s and late 80s. Many of which are extremely well archived. There are so many uploads on YouTube of full-length broadcasts of rally racing, like full broadcast productions for specific rally races in the World Rally Championship. VHS Rally specifically has done a very, very robust job at keeping those VHS tapes afloat. Oh, I just shot an innocent. That was a close one, too. And, yeah, being able to talk about real-life Rally and compare real-life Rally to the production of and the style of Sega Rally is a real treat. There's just so much energy coming from those broadcasts. Rally racing was really like a big festival. And I'm sure it still is today. But man, some of those racing broadcasts really, they're just really fun to watch. Like, I'll like be editing the video and then I'll just catch myself watching like 20-30 minutes of a VHS Rally tape, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm supposed to be editing this video game video. The other thing that I really like about the Rally video is the amount of Japanese source material about the game, both magazine and TV shows, side by side with the proto builds that are available and demo builds that have come out. All of which, if you can take those articles, TV shows, the footage, proto builds, and piece them together into like a puzzle, into a visual like timeline of how Rally was ported to Saturn. And that, to me, is like the most exciting part about the video. Sinden light guns do work on M2. Nice. Headache to set up, though. I can only imagine. I think I talked about this before, but there's a barcade, arcade/bar, near, very close to where I moved to. And they have a Jurassic Park arcade cab. I believe it's one of the Sega Jurassic Park light gun games. Older ones. One of the older ones. And, oh jeez, that was tough. It looks like the actual cabinet, but it's on the monitor is a flat screen. They replaced the CRT and gutted it and replaced it with the flat, and have Sinden light guns hooked up to it, and they don't work very well. I don't know if they're not synced up correctly or what, but and what's really bad is one of the cables to one of the light guns. Oh, I recognize that dump truck. That was a recycled asset from VC1. Ouch. One of the cables for those Sindens is too short, so you can't actually like shoot anything. You can't hold the gun back far enough to like shoot anything well enough, and it's like, Some arcades are better than others when it comes to stuff like that. Automatic. Virtua Cop 2, my childhood game. You loved the PC version. Oh, hang on. Hang on, there's bad guys. Nice to see. The Saturn version here. This is the arcade version. I apologize. I am emulating the arcade version. Though the Saturn version is... Oh, dang it. Quite good. Both Virtua Cop ports were super well done. The first one was so well done, in fact, that I made a 4.5-hour video about how good it is. It's too long. They should have thrown Sega Rally in the bundle. You just made me fire up. Oh, hang on. Fire up the Saturn game. Greetings from Barcelona. Elgo, greetings to you as well. Always happy to have viewers from around the world. Even though the channel says US Saturn games, I obviously very happy to have viewers from everywhere. I'm surprised that I have so many viewers from Europe. There's a lot of discussion about how YouTube is America-centric, especially retro YouTubers. And I always feel bad about that because the title of my channel has US in it. Little on the nose. But nope, there's still European viewers, which is great. Happy to have you. Am I playing with the light gun? I am playing with the mouse. This is the arcade version emulated, being played with the mouse. Though since it is, you know, emulating a light gun, it still has the white flashes. Gun 4 or seems to be better when it comes to light guns. Oh, missiles. UK here. Irish. Nice. Nice. Oh, I got hit by that. Smacked by that barrel real bad. Spain had a huge Saturn following, didn't they? Yeah, Spain and Portugal, both... Oh, hang on. Big truck. Saturn did pretty well in both of those countries, especially Portugal. Take a sip of my own Actua coffee after getting rid of that truck. I don't know if it's interesting, but on the European demo disc that came with the system, there was an unoptimized PAL version of Sega Rally. It was 17% slower than the final retail game. So slow. Slow Rally. Never good. It is interesting.
Let's go.
Yeah, I've got like a whole thing of notes about all the demo and proto builds of Rally that are known to exist, either in video or in dumped form. I'll have to make sure I'm familiar with what you're talking about there, because that is interesting. Rally did really, really well in Europe, if we're talking about European Saturn sales. It was like, it topped the charts at one point, like even over PlayStation games. Like Rally was one of the the best-selling game for a period of time, like period. And when they were thinking of the idea for the arcade version of Rally, they actually Tetsuya Mizuguchi and the rest of some of his other AM3 cronies traveled to Europe. They traveled to Europe to ask Europeans, hey, we want to make a racing game. What kind of racing game do you want us to make? And whatever the responses they got, combined with Mizuguchi seeing a bunch of Rally broadcasts, made them go, all right, well, we gotta give Rally racing a whack here. And then go figure, it does really, really well in Europe. Who could blame him? Rally racing's awesome. It's so great. Louisiana here? Nice. Virginia, you're in the real South. I'm in the weird liminal space between South and North. Though some would claim this as being the South. I moved from North Dakota, so I would definitely consider this the South. But Louisiana, Florida, that's like real deep South. That's like, you can't dispute that. Say hi to the Southern Sega gentleman for me, will ya? You ever play Police 24/7? I don't think I have. It's a light gun shooter with full body tracking, ported to PS2 in Europe. Yeah, I don't think I've played that. Full body tracking, huh? Ouch. I think I might have actually seen this arcade machine somewhere. I remember seeing a light gun game where there were like big bars sticking out of the cab for body tracking. That might have been the game. I didn't actually play it, but now that you mention it, I think I've seen it before. Supports 90s Logitech webcams. Wow. I can't imagine that working well. LA area, undistricted area, close to Torrance, right on, right on. I have not been out to California. That is a part of the country, that is a part of good old America that I really, really need to go see. This is credit number 3, by the way, if anyone's counting. I remember my cousin getting a Saturn. Sorry, reading chat in between bad dudes here. Launch wanted to play Daytona in VF. Ooh, let's do a. Oh, I guess we're doing one deck. Okay, that's fine. Couldn't understand how to control a 3D game. It was mind-blowing. My first 3D experience was when my dad got a PlayStation 1 for the family. I started on Super Nintendo, played a lot of Roadrunner, Death Valley Rally, and Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting. Then the PlayStation came along, and then that's when I started playing a lot of Spyro the Dragon. Still one of my top favorite games of all time. I speedrun it every now and then. One of those kids. Didn't get into Saturn until I started getting into emulation in middle and high school. And modding consoles. I started modding consoles. Soldering sketchy chips into into consoles throughout high school, and yeah, that was how I got into and fell in love with Sega. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is my jam right here. Oh, hang on, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I got big into retro gaming in like late elementary / middle school, and then slowly started realizing that the best retro style games were on Sega platforms. I mean, they were on, you know, Nintendo and PC Engine stuff, or was also pretty cool, but man, Sega stuff was just magical. Ah! Yeah, I got my first Saturn freshman year of high school, sometime in like the mid 2000s, and got a mod chip from Racket Boy, put it in, and then I think I've burned hundreds of Saturn CDs that are now in various landfills. Spent many weekends just running through whatever I could find online. I collected some, but, you know, Saturn games were always expensive. It was always thought of as the one console where it was morally acceptable for you to mod, even before the retro price hike hit. I remember thinking Panzer Dragoon Saga was too expensive at $150. Yeah. We were so young then. Had the privilege of playing one of, but only as a, oh, hang on, there's missiles. There's a bunch of missiles. I did reload. Whoa! Whoa! Oh. Nice. Had the privilege of playing one, but only as a little bitty baby with vague memories. Running SNES MU off of a zip disk while ignoring my HTML class. Classic. Yeah, Sega does have the cool factor going for it for sure.
Roger.
They do have Virtua Cop 2 at the that arcade I was talking about near where I moved to, and it is it's in rough shape. The light guns work. It's still got the CRT, but the color is off. There's like a very serious issue with its contrast settings. I think. Oh yeah, the train scene is goated. This is a blessed part of Virtua Cop 2 right here. So yeah, you can play Virtua Cop 2 at this arcade. It's so hard to see anything. And the contrast issues make it especially difficult to tell who is innocent and who is bad guy. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, the place has got a lot of problems. I'm not gonna call it out by name. Playing this with the mouse seems like fast track to RSI. Reload. First gaming memory was Amstrad hand-me-down computer. Screen wasn't even in color. Think it was green. Wow. Had to load games from cassette tapes. Pretty sure my stepdad had one of those growing up. He told me about loading games from cassette tapes, and it took me a while to understand how that's even possible. I was like blown away by that. I'm sure the loading times were unique. PDS for 150. Yeah, it's safe for pandas. Nice username, by the way. And yeah, I know. If only. There are some like C/B list Saturn games that are like more expensive than that now. It's ridiculous. Virtua Cop 3 was a step away from the style the first two. Feels like a Namco shooter. I can see that. I've been emulating Sega arcade games on Friday instead of Saturn games because I am in need of getting my CRT repaired, and it is basically a key part of my capture setup for Saturn stuff. And as you know, during this little interim where I'm emulating arcade games on stream, I think I oughta see if I get Virtua Cop 3 running at some point. Someone was telling me that you can emulate it. Someone in chat was telling me that the arcade version is very emulatable. At like 98%, basically. Oh, ouch. So let's continue number 5 here. Time Crisis stole the thunder, didn't it? Oh, it sure did. Trying to imagine how moving in and out of the train makes sense, yeah. Don't question the methods of Virtua City PD. You see what happens to people who question them. Nah, I'm just kidding. These are just bad dudes. Trying to imagine. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Load times were mental. The noise, though, worse than dialing on a modem. I bet. Yeah. Ouch. there's another one. Oh yeah, this is the game where they introduced Janet. One of my favorite Fighters Megamix characters. I thought it was so cool that Fighters Megamix put in a Virtua Cop into the game. What gets me about Fighters Megamix is they put in a couple of Sonic the Fighters characters, but they did not put in Sonic. That was, it seemed like that would have made sense. I'm sure they had some issue with, like, they probably could have done it, or would have done it if they could have, and I'm sure Naka might have had something to say about it, or, I don't know. You'd think, you know, internally, first-party Sega would have the ability to do whatever they want with it, but, yeah, I don't know. I feel like something happened there. I feel like they probably wanted to put Sonic into Fighters Megamix, and for some reason couldn't. Unless it really was just a creative decision, I don't know. I feel like that just would have made sense. We talking Megamix? We talking Megamix. Yeah, of course we are. Got the car from Daytona. Got every character from Virtua Fighter 2 and Fighting Vipers. Clashing in a open or enclosed arena. Inflatable pandas. It's got the inflatable panda bear. Another favorite. Ah, this is 6 credit. I'm a pipsqueak gamer today. Ever hear of them fables about someone getting their wishes, dreams come true? Hang on. But it turns out to be a cure. I'm getting, or curse. I almost said cure. That would have been the wrong word. Getting a lot of them vibes right now. Saturn with the 123 consoles. It's a lot of consoles. Was it Megamix that had Pepsi Man? That was the Japanese version of Fighting Vipers that had Pepsi Man. The American localization, I'm assuming they had, you know, were not able to get Pepsi's permission to use it, or they just didn't want to, because it was, Pepsi Man was very much a Japanese advertising campaign.
I'll remember you sorry quads after I finish you.
It's a good thing that Virtua Cop 2 upheld the tradition of bad voice acting. 6 stash on this boss, by the way. I like how just firing a pistol into an armored tank is doing the trick. Okay, here comes another health bar. I gotta fight you now? Oh, that was easy. Okay. Nice, got him. I wonder if there's a... This is the end of stage 3. I wonder if... Is there a big old boss fight? Oh, there is. Okay. Yeah. A big old end boss fight. He's got a sword. Nice. Very practical. Very useful. This isn't that difficult. I mean, it's kind of annoying because it's... You don't really have a chance to get many hits in him because he's constantly firing projectiles at you. Oh, okay. Ah. Ah. Whoa! Gotta pick the nearest English-speaking person. You're exactly right. That's how they did it. It's a little something on Megamix. I doubt Sega would have used its engine for VF3. I think there's a few quotes of Yu Suzuki saying it would look more like Digital Dance Mix. Granted, probably better. Digital Dance Mix, yeah, that was supposed to be like the skeleton for whatever VF3 was going to become, from what I've been told and read. Forgot what message board I read this. Someone said with Tekken, Time Crisis, and Ridge Racer, Namco would keep releasing games similar yet different enough to Sega's. Well, Sega and Namco were rivals in the arcade for sure. Game Office, hello. You want to see me play this two-player with two mice? Now that would be... I don't know how that would be. That'd be something. Yeah, see, the actual light gun's registering just a hair to the right of the cursor in the emulator. Every voiceover was Slippy. Alright. I gotta jump off of the stream sharply at around 8 Eastern. I can't delay. Let's play a different Model 2 light gun game. Let's get out of here. Alright. Do some Gunblade NY. House of the Dead, please. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, fine. We'll do House of the Dead. Upon request of the chat, we'll play some House of the Dead. If I remember correctly, the emulation of House of the Dead might be a little goofy in M2 emulator. We'll see how this goes. Watch the cutscene.
Everyone is getting killed.
Yeah. Some of Sega's finest voice acting in House of the Dead. I wonder why it's doing that. I wonder if there's a way to fix that in settings, because it looks fine. The graphics look like everything's loading alright, but yeah, I'm not going to hit a whole lot of stuff today.
Logan, it's you. Sophie.
5 out of 5 voice acting right here. Load. Yeah, House of the Dead's got some bullet sponges for sure.
This is terrible.
Yeah, this is terrible. This is terrible. Who did better voice acting? House of the Dead or Western Shenmue? Good morning, Executioner. Good to see you in chat. Ouch. Reload. Yeah, playing this with a out of sync cursor is slightly less than ideal.
You can go upstairs from that room.
Can I? Oh. Rare facial movement with the 90s video game face right there. Oh. At least the conversions in House of the Dead are coherent. Shenmue conversions are like people playing word association.
Quick, open the lock.
Oh man. I guess I couldn't save the hostages. Oh well. Rats. You know what I ought to stream sometime? The HD PC re-release of Corpse Killer. I think we're at some point in the near future. I think the viewing audience is ready for a high-def Corpse Killer stream. I think the world is ready. We'll have to do that sometime soon, yeah. Yeah, they shouldn't have gotten in the way. I agree. It's half the problem with the hostages in these games.
Take this.
Original Street Fighter had versions where Ryu and Ken said special moves in Japanese. Yeah, that kind of stuck, didn't it? I forget which Street Fighter it was, but I remember playing one where either Ryu or Ken or someone said "Dragon Uppercut" instead of you know, Shoryuken. I'm like, what? What are you doing? Stop it! Stop saying that. Yeah, I don't remember what Street Fighter or Capcom fighter it was where you, or I don't even remember if it was Ken or Ryu or said it. Maybe it was someone else entirely, but one of the characters uttered Dragon Uppercut, had the audacity to say Dragon Uppercut. And I was beefed. All right, how do I not get hit by this dude? What's the secret sauce here to? You just gotta dump enough bullets in him, like. Gotta shoot his hand. Yeah, see, like, I don't know. Did some credit feeding. We're good. Beat him. I saved Sophie. Thunder in Paradise on CDI. Good God, those levels are like 10, 15 minutes apiece. Wow.
Terrible will happen.
Ground Zero, Texas would also suffice. Oh, Street Fighter the movie arcade said that. Got it. Okay. That sounds about right. How many did I rescue? 3? Okay, that's more than 0. Have a good morning, Remnant Sea Punk. Take care, take it easy. Hello, Papetsu. Nah. How's the rally video doing? Pretty well. Script is at 100%. I went on an accidental hiatus because of spending 6 months of last year doing a job hunt, job change, and moving across the country. I started editing the video for real. I shouldn't say for real. I edited bits and pieces here and there, but I started like really like editing the video like early January and have been working on it daily ever since. So I'd say I'm like getting close to a quarter of the way done with the video timeline. With, you know, that's like a rough estimation. And also working on the homebrew contest video, but that, you know, that doesn't take a lot of time to make. That's a very easy video for me to edit. Oh wait, why did I credit? I put in another credit, but well, we know I will need it later. But yeah, that's how it's coming along. Wish I didn't have to, you know, wish I was able to get it done a lot sooner. I should have been able to have it done, like if I didn't do like a job switch / career move. It'd be out by now for sure. It would have been done ski. So yeah, that's kind of what got in the way there. But yeah, so I'm back in, you know, a normal, like, life schedule. So I'm editing videos basically every day, doing a little by little, and able to stream more often, so it's nice. It's good to be, quote-unquote back, in a sense. Never had any intention of leaving or anything. I'll be doing this till I'm like, you know, I'll be editing the Magic Knight Ray Earth video on my deathbed. I'll start sounding like if David Lynch and Attenborough had an old man baby narrating the cutscenes of Magic Knight Ray Earth that will earn the 80-year-old YouTube channel its final copyright strike. And then it will all get shut down. Because anime is illegal.
It's a dead end.
Never apologize for putting out good content. Kenny Lauderdale, good to see you, and thank you, by the way. It'll be out when it's out. There was a... hang on. My buddy Croncube sent me a really funny meme. What's that Gandalf quote? Oh, I cannot remember it. This was a terrible story, because I forgot the story. But talking about, you know, videos being done when they're done. Something like it was a picture of Gandalf, and the meme text said something along the lines of, you know, the video will be out exactly when it's supposed to be, or something like that. That's kind of how I feel. What's the most fun live streams or edited documentary videos? Most fun live stream was probably Death Crimson tied with Densha to Go. Most fun video. The video I had the most fun editing is a tie between Corpse Killer and Quarterback Attack. Any game that is, you know, constructed of full motion video almost exclusively. Guaranteed to be a fun time to edit BS videos about. And especially since Corpse Killer had like more than an hour and a half of like behind the scenes video unlockable in its HD PC re-release. and that behind the scenes video was like, I do a lot of not documentary work, but the field I work in is you know, journalistic video production, let's put it that way. And I do a lot of shooting and editing with work. And this, like, behind-the-scenes video of Corpse Killer, I could immediately tell that it was shot with the intent of being made into a documentary, and it was never made into a documentary. Some of it was used in promo videos, but whoever was behind the camera doing all these, like, interviews with staff members and getting, like, B-roll sequenced shots, we're talking here, like, this person was getting wide, medium, tight shots of subjects in the world that they were documenting. And that was, like, you know, dead giveaway that this was filmed with the intent to be made into a documentary. And it never was. So I had all this raw video and the, you know, digital pictures, promo stuff, and the gameplay video, and historical context of the Saturn and the game and digital pictures as a company. And there was just so much source material to work with for the Corpse Killer video. It was like, it was majestic. It was a grand experience for me to sit at my computer and take all this and make it into a, like, a full-length video. It was a hoot. A hoot, I tell you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making the Corpse Killer video, and then the Quarterback Attack video was fun to make just because of how flipping ridiculous that game is. So you can say a lot about digital pictures, but you can't say they weren't brave.
This must be the security card.
God, I love digital pictures. Thank you, Tom Zito. Yeah, I had a ton of fun making that. I'm having a lot of fun making the rally video, too. Just because of all the source material with VHS rally tapes and the puzzle that was putting together the prototype builds and Japanese TV shows and Japanese magazine articles. There's definitely a visual timeline you can piece together with how the Saturn port was made, and that's been a real treat to work with too. But man, I don't know, I gotta say, like, I do have a lot of fun making videos about good games, but I think I have the best time making videos about bad games. By far and away. And you know, House of the Dead's a good game with bad dialogue. You know, when I eventually get to that video, that'll be a lot of fun to make for similar reasons. Digital pictures are the real heroes, except, like, firemen and stuff. For the firemen! Yeah, firemen are pretty important. I do love it when you do your research in old magazines and other materials from that time. It's really cool to know what the opinion was about a game when it was first released. My readings of these chat messages are disjointed since I'm also shooting zombies. So apologies for that, but yes, thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I technically was alive at the time, but I was also, like, pooping myself in diapers for a significant portion of the Saturn's lifespan, so I feel it's important to bring some context to, you know, what was the talk of the town, what were people who occupied the mid-1990s saying about these games. Usenet has been great for that. Non-professional reviews are great for that. I'm talking like old websites where amateurs would write reviews. Those are often like, even though they're not professional critics, that is often one of the best ways to gauge the era's opinion about a game, because that's just coming from like a average Joe person. Old forum posts, old Usenet posts, very similar, because it's just people talking about games. It's not someone who's getting paid to be a critic for a game. And oftentimes those critics are giving their actual opinions. It's just that, you know, it seems more authentic when you hear it from like an average Joe, or an average Jeanette. Is there a gender-neutral average? I don't know. What I'm trying to say is it's good to hear from regular folks from the time, and it's great that some of it is still accessible today. A lot of it, I'm sure, has been lost to dead websites and time, but some of it's still out there. It's just really, really difficult to find. I'm way older than Panda. Yes, I am about as old as the Sega Saturn. We'll say that. Firemen, don't you mean the Burning Rangers? Yes, yeah, yes. The Burning Rangers are the real heroes. This is the future, after all. The future is now. Guys, I really do hope that the firefighters 50 years from now are just Burning Rangers. I want that to be an accurate prediction of the future. There's a Digital Pictures office phone answering skit as a CD track on one of the releases. Have you heard it? That sounds familiar. Hang on, let me think. Oh, there's a game that had that, and I cannot remember which one. Is this the one where the answering machine like had a bunch of messages left for some guy who, like, there was his girlfriend leaving him messages that she, you know, he stood her up on a date, and then there was another person leaving him messages that sounded like he was like part of some weird, crazy, I don't know if it was like I think that then the SWAT team went to his house or something like that, and his roommate kept leaving him messages. Yeah, I remember. Is that what you're talking about? If so, because I don't know if that was Digital Pictures. Like, that might have been, oh, I gotta feed my dog, but I can't pause the game. Oh, shoot. Okay. Hang on. I have an alarm set for feeding my dog. For some reason, I think that answering machine skit might have been on Solar Eclipse. But don't quote me on that. I don't know if that was a Digital Pictures thing. Okay, I'm gonna feed my dog real quick. Can't pause arcade games. I hope there's not any more gameplay here. Final chapter. Okay, hang on. All right, here we go. Nice, got back right in time. Dog is fed. We're all good. Dog owners out there, if your dog whines for food before the set-aside feeding time, I'd recommend setting an alarm so that your dog gets used to it, and then your dog will not whine for food anymore and will instead just wait for the magical robot to say it's food time. There's a dog hack for you. Ah! Have people one credit cleared House of the Dead? Is that something people are like able to do? AM25, welcome to the chat. Panda, have I seen the retailer Sega video magazine from the 90s? A lot of interesting bits on Rally and some interviews behind the scenes. Yes, I believe I have seen. Yeah, this is the Japanese one you're talking about, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and there's like video of, I forget the name, what her name is, but you can see, I believe she was the same person who'd later marry Kenji Sasaki. Like, working on the Stratos car model on the computer, and I think at the time it wasn't known that the Stratos was to be included in that game, so when they made that video, I think they accidentally leaked it. We're like, hey, this car isn't in Sega Rally. This looks interesting. Let's get video of it and just put it out there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what video you're talking about. Hey. Die, monster. An alarm to feed your dog? No, he's a Tibetan Spaniel. He's a medium-sized, fluffy, friendly dog. He's a cute little furball. Yeah, you laugh, but I'm telling you, the alarm to feed your dog is a tactic that works. That will keep your dog from whining for food. It is, honest to God, a good power move. Shoot, 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 shoot. Out, 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 out. Side, side, side the screen. I missed a lot of chat messages here. Should start streaming RPGs so I can read chat. Don't recognize that, but maybe there's more. Yeah, there might be a skit like that in a Digital Pictures game. I cannot remember if I know about it or not. If you remember the game, let me know. I'll gladly look into it. Am I on Twitch also? I should be on Twitch. Like the toy one is just a spiky stick that looks like it's covered in flames. Dude, you're so old. Why are you here? Where's your wife? She's at work. I'll be at work in a little bit. Oh, nice final boss. Oh, this is definitely the video game of all time. House of the Dead, everybody. And technically, I have a Twitch account. I just don't stream to Twitch. I think you're able to stream to both, though. I think that recently became a possibility that you can stream on both YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. What, do you guys want me to stream on Twitch so we can put in dumb Craig Stadler emotes and whatnot? Oh wow, this boss sucks. Oh yeah, this is terrible. What the heck? This might just be more difficult because of the out-of-sync cursor. That might be making this more challenging than it ought to be. I like House of the Dead, but I respect Virtua Cop for its focus on gameplay design. House of the Dead didn't focus quite as hard on gameplay design, but it sure wins in style. Maybe there are reasonable ways to get used to and properly fight the bosses and take things down in House of the Dead, and I'm just, you know, having some skill issues. I don't know, this just feels like a Death Crimson boss fight at this point, you know? Just feels a little mindless. It kind of looks like a Death Crimson boss fight too, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, that's a lot of balls. Okay. Yep. Okay. Like with Virtua Cop, I'm motivated to learn how to 1-credit clear the game. I did it for 1. I'm, you know, I will eventually do it for 2. I don't know if I want to do that for House of the Dead. It just doesn't seem like as rewarding of a thing to do here. I don't hate House of the Dead. I'm not saying it's a bad game or anything. I think this makes me like Virtua Cop a little more. Like, is this guy even taking any hits? Okay, like, what was... Alright. How many coins have I spent? A lot. I used a lot of my quarters to get through House of the Dead. You're struggling with the mouse, can't imagine how many quarters this would eat using a proper light gun. You can 1cc this, it's doable, but you need to know the opponent's weak spots and you need a light gun. GG, thank you. Yes, I kind of figured there's some secret sauce to learning House of the Dead, like with any well-designed arcade game.
I have nothing more to lose.
The enemies just seem so spongy.
I must go on.
If they've the dialogue though.
Goodbye, Curian. Farewell, Sophie.
What I really respect is that this appears to be the Japanese ROM, or at least it's running on Japan region. So the bad English dialogue is like, it's not a bad dub or whatever, it's just the game. It's just how it is. Ah, I love it. You probably could have bought the House of the Dead for the Saturn with the amount of credits you used. You're probably, well, I don't know how expensive it is now. I probably spent like, you know, a couple $100 in credits. Who knows if that's enough for any Saturn game today. Alright, well, I'm probably going to jump off here in a few minutes. But yeah, just, you know, wanted to reiterate that it's good to be back to doing regular streams and back to actually having time to edit videos now. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for being cute chatters. Yo, Panda, you want a copy? I mean, I full disclosure, pirate all of my Saturn games, and I don't really collect that much. But if it's something that you're, like, really wanting to send my way, I definitely will not say no. Feel free to if that's something you're interested in doing, there's an email address in the about page of my YouTube channel. But don't feel like you have to. I don't want to impose on anyone's copy of House of the Dead. You are my favorite panda. Thank you. I'm happy to hear it. And Akmal, yeah, if that is an offer, I legitimately appreciate it either way. Thank you very much for thinking of me and for thinking of that, of doing that at all. That means a lot as someone who is a pipsqueak YouTuber. Pea soup panda. No, thank you, Akmal. I appreciate it, my guy. But yeah, so the homebrew contest video, I'm like on the crash course to getting through, and that's gonna be done by the end of February. The judges are supposed to, us judges for the homebrew contest are supposed to have our rankings in by, I think it's February 24th, 25th, 20-something. And the following Saturday is when the annual homebrew contest video that I always make will go live. And then the Sega Rally video, you know, like I said, working on it every day, little by little. That'll be done when it's done, but I am editing it. It is in the editing phase, so... and then should be, yeah, I'm excited for that one to finally be out there. You were at Easterland earlier. Thought about that Augusta golf game they had. Getting that for your TND golf set. Everybody needs a TND golf set. With Craig Stadler, Pebble Beach Golf Links front and center of that shelf. All right, you take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your... Is it Friday? Yeah, it's Friday today. Have a good weekend. Farewell.